Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show. But Josh, we're kind of getting robbed a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah, that's okay. We'll do it.
It's supposed to be the Underhood Show, but I think we
Yeah.
got more excitement what's going on today here at the Kansas State Fairgrounds than anything. So, are we going to take callers anyway, Josh?
Let's call.
All right. Hey, this is supposed to be the Underhood Show, sponsored by Mel Hamilton Ford. And Josh and I are supposed to answer your questions. What's going on wrong with your car? But again, today it's race day, right, Nick?
It's race day, baby. Let's go.
Kyler, you got that track ready to go?
She's looking good, guys.
All right. No, we're talking about the racetrack.
Oh,
yeah. All right, so we are ready for race day, but also, again, this is a call-in show. If you want to call in to get a great prize package and we just got to open it up, Josh, whatever we want to talk about. It don't matter. Really.
We need a flag on the play. Here's the deal, though. You only get to throw one, so you better be cautious as to when you throw it out
When you throw it out there?
Once it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah,
so
it's gone.
Anyway, 316-462-3673. Gus will get that number up on the page here in just a little bit, but that's where we call in. The call will come in right into the main store there at the dealership. Tell the girls you want to get patched into the podcast, and we'll get you patched in if you got a question. And again, it's supposed to be something ailing your car for tires, brakes, batteries, or anything in the automobile world. But today it's race day. So if you want to talk about the races or anything to get this great prize package, let's go. Josh, as always, what's in that package?
So we'll mail it out to you, but it's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Mel Hamilton Ford. We're also going to complete a multi-point inspection on that vehicle, checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, everything safety related. Make sure that it's ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. You'll get yourself complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then a BG products package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then 44K for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving.
Kyler, it looks like that truck out there probably needs that package.
I was thinking that too.
You know what I mean?
Maybe a race car. Can you do race cars?
All right, Kyler. So update every bit on the racetrack. What's happening with it? How you been doing with it? What's going on? What's happening there? Because it's race day, buddy.
Yeah. So yesterday we got here about got here in the morning. I think it was pretty good. It was pretty early. I started grading about 8:30, and we started sheep's foot and packing, and then had a few issues with the water truck.
No, really? That's just a standard deal anymore, it seems like.
But you know what? I'll tell you, we got mine going in Dodge, and I think we're going to bring it possibly. But APAC stepped up and brought us another water truck too, so we can't thank those guys enough.
Well, thank you to Curtis and Dan from Murphy calling APAC for their relationship they have there when we were in a panic mode yesterday. So, yes, yeah. APAC Shears, thank you for stepping up and bringing us another truck, and so we should be good. But So, Kyler, I see something else down along the bottom.
Yeah, we put a berm back.
All right.
Berm back, and we brought it up a little bit. I felt like we were getting a little too wide. When we first started, we wanted water to run off the racetrack, so I'd cut the track wider to cut that down so it'd run off. So actually, we've kind of been running where there was grass in the past, So
yep.
We brought it up a little bit and put a good berm back on there, and I've been soaking the berm. So I think if everybody stays off the berm and doesn't put all that dry stuff on the racetrack, it'll be a good racetrack.
Do you think that'll happen though?
What, people driving on that?
People stay off the berm?
I'm going to have a talk with my push guys. Those are the ones I'm worried about.
Oh, okay. So I know the racers aren't going to stay off the berm.
I've got it packed tight. I've flooded the berm last night and got a lot of moisture into it. And then today I'll run the sheep foot over, kind of pack a little bit tighter. So, you might be able to get that left front on there and just kind of wheel around that darn thing. So.
It's the fastest way around.
Yeah.
Well, and I wish we could have raced the last race on the 20th, but though Mother Nature took it out on us, but I think, Kyler, that was going to be a pretty good track too. So I'm excited for tonight, what you got dialed in for this thing.
Yeah. And I think we just kind of mirrored our notes for what we were going to do last time. I really was disappointed because when I seen that track right before we were going out for hot laps, I had a really, really good feeling that we were going to have something. And it takes time. What is this? How many races is this for us here? 6 or 8 now? It takes time. It takes time to learn a racetrack. The first year at Dodge, it took half a season to figure out what we had and for the different dirts that were on it. And then now, it's a lot easier for us to go out there. Plus, I've got a crew that you can't beat, Chad, Jesse, and Jason and all them guys. Unfortunately, they're at Fall Nationals this weekend. So it's me and Papa Craig doing all the work. Apparently, he's my babysitter coming down here to make sure that I'm
Somebody's got to keep you in line.
But you know what? We work really well together, so we're looking forward to a really good surface.
Well, Kyler said it's time and time again. Can't thank you enough for everything you've done to help Nick and I keep this racetrack going. And the crew you bring from Dodge City is fantastic. And I know we're short a few people this weekend, but we'll be just fine. But again, thank you for your crew. You've made a great crew out there that are great people that have a great attitude and really love racing.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great way to cap off our season. It's been a long season, it seems like, but very short at the same time.
I can't believe it's over.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of races, but it's over. That's crazy to me. So we're still going to invite everybody over here to the beer garden tonight.
That's exactly right.
That's
After
right.
the races are over, everybody needs to come over here to the beer garden. That's why we're hanging out here this morning. Right after the races, Charlie and Carrie and Dan are going to open it up and have some fun over here. So come over and celebrate a great year with Salt City Racing at the fairgrounds and celebrate the kickoff of hopefully on the 15th, we get this contract signed and can move on forward with all the other ideas we've got up our sleeve to go. So, Nick, what's racing tonight? Let's get everybody up to date. What kind of cars are coming? What's happening there?
All right, tonight we're going to have open A mods, we're going to have open B mods, and we're going to have open stock cars. So let me get the rules and stuff pulled up here. Wasn't quite prepared for you.
Is there rules?
There's a few, not many.
There's a few, like not many. I mean, you got to look the part, but other than that, let's go. But we'll start with the B mods. So steel block and heads, 8-inch wheel, 8-inch tire, black and round, no 4 links, solid pull bar, 2,500 pound weight, 5-inch spoiler allowed, 360 cubic inch, 7,000 RPM, and a 500 CFM 4-barrel, or if you run a 602 crate. I'm sorry, 500 CFM 2-barrel, and if you run a 602 crate, you can run the 4-barrel. And for the stock cars, steel block, IMCA legal heads, 8-inch wheel, 8-inch tire, no spoiler. You can run a quick change, 2,900 pounds, and a 500 CFM 2-barrel, and both those classes are going to pay $1,500 to win and $450 to start.
Okay, that's pretty healthy.
Pretty good. And then we're going to run mods, A mods.
Okay.
Steel block, 8-inch wheel, 8-inch tire, 5-inch spoiler, 39-inch deck height, $2,450 after the race, $2,500 to win,
How much to
$500
start?
to start.
Holy moly!
We better put some people in the
Don't have
grandstand.
money to come over to the beer garden.
I know. And then when it's all done, Phil and Josh are going to sing karaoke.
No.
Right here. Right here.
I know about you, Josh, but there ain't enough whiskey in this place to get me to sing.
That's why they call it a beer garden.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
last time we brought a sprint car in here, I'm thinking the 3J looked good in here.
Oh,
Might have to be. I thought of the same thing, buddy. I really did. We'll see how the race is going, how we fear up and everything else too from that part. So anyway, Josh, we're getting kind of robbed. This is supposed to be a call-in show. 316-462-3673. It's normally Josh and I hanging out on this Saturday morning talking to you about your car, what's ailing or things you need help with, not understanding. And today, again, we'll take calls, and it's anything you want to talk about. In the automobile world, I guess I should say. I better clarify that just a little bit, right?
Well, yeah. We may throw a flag otherwise.
Flag.
Yeah.
Gus, did you forget the flags? Yeah, Gus forgot the flags. He didn't bring the flags, guys.
He didn't bring the flags.
He's
Okay.
lost. He's
He
lost.
is.
He didn't know what we were talking
He
about.
says, what do you guys want?
He just shook his head. He's used to working with Phil.
He's used to it. He's used to it.
He's used to it.
So I guess I got a question for you.
Oh.
What we had one rain out over here, but out in Dodge, how did you guys fare this year as far as rain outs and
Well, we had.
weather wise?
I'd rather not talk
Okay,
about it.
all right.
No. So we
Touchy
actually
subject.
we actually called the race that Friday morning because I've been talking with the National Weather Service for the week leading up to that, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm glad we did because we had like 3 inches of rain.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one. Of course, it's harvest time, so we knew we'd get rain.
Yeah,
You know,
there you go.
That's how that works.
true to that for sure. So, but I don't. That's got to be one of the hardest calls to make, and then
It
you
is,
know,
and-
no matter what you do, you're gonna
You know,
piss somebody off.
but
I
what's
guess.
great about Dodge City is, and we've been there. We've had some serious rains and not got rained out because of our concrete pits.
Yeah.
We got the equipment and the crew to bring a track back. But if it stays raining through race time, That's the tough part.
That's the
Yeah.
that's the tough
Yeah.
side of it. And I don't. So you went all season then and just had one rain out.
Well, we had that rain out, and then we got July 6th. We had a rain out. We got the 50-lap modified race in, and then we had to postpone the other classes for a later date. But
I mean, to go all season and that.
yeah, but our problem is every big show we had threat of weather, so it always
Oh,
scares the people to come
yeah.
out, and that's what stinks on the promoting side of things
Mhm.
is if it's a little cloudy, if the weather's not a little, if it's not perfect, it can be hot, they'll still come, but if the weather's a little iffy, with streaming and everything that they have now, they can
Yeah.
stay home.
I mean, a couple times we went out there, got real lucky. It's like we had this big storm coming to Dodge,
Yeah.
and it just like got right up to the racetrack, and then it just changed directions.
Yeah, but it scares people to come into the stands.
It does.
Unfortunately, that's tough. That's tough as a promoter. But we got pretty lucky. We had some really good racing, and we got some really good shows on the schedule for next year. So,
Well, and even temperature wise, on a hot summer day, you get a storm kind of roll through, cool everything down, and
yeah,
you
yeah.
roll on down the road for sure. So,
Yep.
But I definitely understand the spectator side. Do you notice more people come out on a Friday night or a Saturday night? Or does
Definitely
it make-
Saturday.
Really?
And Dodge is it's different because people do not typically come out for 2-day shows. Now they'll come, but they'll pick which day they come. You know what I mean?
Get one or the other.
One or the other. And it seems like Saturdays work really, really well for Dodge City. There's just a lot going on. We're very fortunate in Dodge City to have such great events. Like we've got the United Wireless Arena. We've got great concerts there. They've got the Storm football that's going on during the race time too. There's a lot of cool things that's happening in Dodge City. So if you haven't been to Dodge City, make sure you come check it out. We'll kind of promote them a little bit. It's Why Not Dodge, and get the heck into Dodge.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a good place. In Boot Hill, in the summertime, there's a lot of people that come in for that, and it's I'm starting to really, really enjoy Dodge, and I'm grateful to be part of it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, it's got some funny people trying to be over here, and got some characters up here on the stage today. But let's see. Let's get back to the notes here. The chat line coming up here is Daryl Nelson. Good morning. Dylan Chambers says he's going to be here.
Nice.
Okay. But he says, I drove back from Hayes just because I saw Phil was doing karaoke, so it better happen.
I told you.
Dylan, careful. Nick, Daryl wants to know how many laps for the A-Mains.
30 laps for the mods and 20 laps for the B mods and the stock cars.
Okay. And then Brandon Miller. Good morning. So there we got our notes chapped up. Anyway, everybody, 316-462-3673. If you want to get on the air, we'd love to take your calls and talk about anything in the racing world, or you got a question. It's supposed to be about your cars, but this morning, Josh, I told you we're getting robbed.
That's okay.
So
I got
Maybe they're a little intimidated by me and Nick being here.
I think that's what it is.
That could be.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to give my 2 cents in on somebody's ride.
what they're
call
saying
it.
is
Did it run out of gas?
Yeah.
I think we had one of those here a while back, and you were on the show, and you were fighting, you were holding back, trying to say,
wanted
"Did you run it out of gas?"
So somebody told me that maybe Phil had a few issues yesterday.
we're not going to talk about that. So
my.
back to
Maybe you
this,
could have called it. Maybe the show should have been yesterday morning.
Yeah.
God, I tell you, that's no kidding. That
We
was
had-
probably
We had
one
an
of-
eventful day yesterday.
yeah, that was an eventful day. That is. Yeah, I'm not sure if we want to talk about that or not.
Yeah, that we're moving on. So,
Yeah.
what I got a question is on for the listeners out there. So, talk about the open part of this, right? Like, typically, what your race is, what are the normal restrictions, and then why now open? Like, what makes what allowed us to do that?
So when it comes to dirt racing, I guess the best way to put it, when it comes to dirt racing, is there's so much variety in rules packages, right? So like every little sanctioning body and series kind of has like, their way that they want to, that they think the cars should be, and what rules they should follow. And some of them are a little less restrictive, and some of them are a little bit more restrictive. Well, we have a few, different rules packages here, within a couple hour drive of Hutchinson. And we just want to allow everybody to be able to come and race here and race for a decent purse and allow every car, no matter what rules package that it falls in, to be able to come out and race, so that we are not just constricted to IMCA rules or USRA rules or a local option rule. So everybody can come here. That's why the pay is so aggressive and the pay is so good. No matter where you're at, no matter where you think you might stack up, I mean, you're gonna take home a chunk of money. So.
But the odds of somebody racing against somebody that they've never raced against all season,
I think it's going to be
tonight
very
is gonna
good.
be-
Yeah, we're gonna
very
see that.
good.
For sure.
and so I think that brings a whole new element to the show, right?
Well, yeah, and that it gives the cars that didn't come in here to be IMCA, gives them the opportunity to come race to fairgrounds.
Yeah.
I'll put my 2 cents spin on it too. Is and at the first of the year we got a lot of comments about us running IMCA, Josh. We did that. I'm going to put it out there. Why we did it. Number one, try not to compete with 81 Speedway. Try to have some different cars and classes. Plus, the next thing is, last time I checked, we're a Hoosier dealer.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be like me trying to sell you a new Chevrolet instead of a new Ford. Okay.
Yeah.
From that part. But we do sell the American Racer tires and sell a lot of them from that part too. But this race here now gets these guys a chance to race here that didn't get a chance if they were just strictly USRA class. Now, I will tell you several years back, Jake and I floated the car between IMCA and USRA. Yeah, it wasn't fun that year, switching the car each night back and forth and stuff too. So it can be done because we've done it. A lot of guys didn't want to do it, buy the tires and that kind of thing too. We had some transition rules this year. They're not going to be in play for next year, of course. So guys could kind of be halfway in between and not really, because there's some rules on both classes that really don't affect in my opinion, the performance of the car. And IMCA went out and said, yeah, we'll give these rules a chance to get there so other guys can race. And I've been I don't know what you guys feel about it. I think our car count has been very good. We've had the one night where we didn't have very good car because we had the hobby stocks we thought were coming and didn't come. They stayed in Salina. So
That was Memorial Weekend too, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we can't forget about Memorial Weekend. People going to the lake and
Yeah.
stuff. That notoriously is low car counts across the state. Unless it's a really, really big show.
Yeah.
Exactly. So tonight, Josh, is a way of basically we eliminated a lot of the rules, and that's why we kind of call it the open. Just let guys come and go and do what they want to do and play around and have fun and go race, and that's also why we put the purse out there to try to, make it worthwhile for the guys to come race. Now, IMCA points are over, so it can't be a sanctioned IMCA deal. We thought the points were over for USRA, but they're not. They're not over till the 20th.
They were supposed to be over.
They're supposed to be over. They extended it. That's why we put the race where we put it, so it wouldn't be no points deal. So USRA extended the points. So I know we're going to lose a couple cars because they're going to go compete because they're chasing points still, but not many. But I still think the guys that are coming aren't really points chasers or whatever. They want to come and race at this big half mile. I mean, I think it's just a different racetrack, a half mile than a 3/8, and a lot of the guys think it's hard on motors, and yeah, it is a little harder. But still, if you gear the car right, do things right, and maintain your car right, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a little more wear in the car, yeah. But is it a lot?
But I can tell you this, it used to be a lot harder on stuff than it is now and will be tonight.
Yeah. I don't follow USRA a whole lot, but are there half mile tracks in the area that these guys get to go run on?
That's what I was
No.
going to ask too.
Is there anything in Oklahoma?
They do have some up north. They do have some in Iowa.
They have USRA up in Iowa
That's where they're from.
and IMCA too. I didn't know that.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
right there.
Hey, so college game day, they always pick like who's going to win. Well, I want to play a game. I think an IMCA car is going to win tonight in the A-Mods. What do you think, Josh?
I'm going to go against you.
You're going to go against us?
I'm going
Okay.
against you.
Okay, Nick.
I think an IMCA car is going to win too, and I'm not partial. I think an IMCA car is going to win. A car that has been running IMCA a majority of the year.
I'm gonna stay out of it. Okay, is what I'm gonna do on that part.
Could you
too.
pick a color car, maybe?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting night. I really do believe so. I think it's going to be fun. I think these racers are going to have a blast. And that's the whole part about this. This is a fun run. This isn't a, it's going out to win the race and see where you finish and all that kind of stuff too. But I just want the racers to come and have a blast here at the fairgrounds. When we get this contract signed for multi-years, and move forward, there'll be more chances for these guys to come race with some of the other sanction bodies we're talking about, and more races to run than we could this first year. And everybody's got to remember the dates we had for 2024. We didn't get to pick any of them. Just like tonight, we didn't get to pick this date. This is the only date was available. They let us race here at the fairgrounds. Because I'm going to be honest with you, with Hayes racing, I really don't want to race tonight.
Yeah.
Me, again, I got on the phone with Chris and we worked out, I really wanted the late models here. And we gave and take a little bit. He took the late models. And we're both going to run stock cars. And I think the stock cars we'll still have, both of us are going to have a good car count on that side. So worked very well with Chris on getting that put together. And I think at first he thought I was running on top of him on purpose. No, Chris, I wasn't. He knows that now.
Yeah.
So the dates we put out there for the fairs, the dates we got to pick, Kyler and Nick and I got together and picked some dates for next year that I think are going to be very good. And we might have to alter a couple, but maybe not.
We're close. So
from that part. So anyway,
I've been getting a lot of out and about yesterday and whatnot. People are like, we've got the contract to the fair board. We meet them on the 15th. Some of the changes we put in, do you think they're going to be receptive to some of these? People want to know that, like, is it hindering us why they haven't done it? Or are they actually are they waiting for the 15th to make a decision? Have we heard any more from them out of Brian or anybody from the state fair?
Nick and I met with him, week and a half ago?
Last week, I think.
And we asked questions, and he had none at that time. And I said, he was going to put an email out to the board, and we've heard nothing.
Well, that's a good thing.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing too. And nothing was crazy. It's just, wanted to kind of fine tune some things, I'm sure. But
well, I guess what I will tell you, what's in the contract, it's a 5-year deal is what we put in there. We did have them, we're trying to get the pits moved back over to the west side instead of on the east side of the track, which I think will be beneficial for that. And that's really the meat and potatoes of a lot of it, of what the real big changes are for fans and stuff. I do think pitting on the west side is going to be better. We couldn't do it last year or this year because of, well, I guess I don't know how to address that correctly, politically correct, why we had to pit on the east side.
It just didn't make sense from a dollars and cents perspective, but
it was a no.
It was a no.
But you know what? It's turned out okay.
It's turned out okay.
I mean, there's a few things I'd change. I'll tell you what, if a guy had an opportunity to make a few things different, I think it'd be nice to have a little better entrance and exit off onto this racetrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Kyler, you're 100% right.
If it just to smooth it down, because you think of all the little nuts and bolts that make a show run, 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 10 minutes, people ask, well, why don't you do victory lane after every race again? Well, you think about it, that's 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. We'd love to do interviews and like that after every race, but that adds 10 to 15 minutes after that. And then you're at an hour. People's attention spans really are 3 hours. That's why they don't make movies past 2.5 hours anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people want to get in, watch the show, and do all that stuff afterwards, the ones that want to stay. But I really think if we could fine tune how we come in and off this racetrack, we can speed up the show.
Well, and I think pitting on the west side is going to help that.
Yeah, I do too.
I guess that's the other thing.
Because we'll leave, they'll still exit out of the backside. They always exit out of the backside, so that'll help.
Yeah.
So right now we're coming in and out, and we're kind of bottlenecking on the backside there. But if we come in over there on turn 4 and exit over there on the back straightaway, that's going to make a big difference.
I think so too. That's the other thing I did. It's in the contract that Nick and I put in there is the fairground needs to bid. Well, this is really USAC's request. Is better gates, and so we put that in the contract that they got to redo the 2 gates, the front and the back gates, to make it more safe and secure from that part. And it is USAC is coming. I mean, it's confirmed and everything else. They're ready to go for next year, which is fun and exciting. We're also talking to them about maybe possibly another class to come. Yeah. So a lot of exciting stuff. And I'm going to go back to this chat line here just for a minute. And Daryl in motorcycle races too. Daryl, we are working on that 100%. I promise you. I know everybody thinks we're not, but we are. Okay. I promise you that we're looking at all kinds of things. We're even looking at monster trucks. We're looking at demo derbies. We're looking at a lot of things to do. But yes, if we can get a contract or something together with one of the motorcycle groups, we will bring the motorcycles back. Not promising it because I don't have anything in concrete yet with any of them.
But I have talked to him. I did talk to him
I know
a
you
couple
did.
weeks ago again. And they love half-mile racetracks.
And
from that part. Phil, if you sing karaoke, I'll step on driving the monster truck. Okay.
Okay, deal. I want to.
do it.
I want to try that one time just for
Oh,
fun too.
man.
Wouldn't it be
Me
fun?
too, man.
I think that'd be awesome.
Tyler, can you get that set up?
Dude, my buddy Richard Wilmore in Dodge City has a monster truck. And it's like 1,800 horsepower. He's got to do a few things to it. I want to drive it so bad.
Okay, we
Yeah.
find out what it takes to get that done. Well, three of us will have a
It
little
would he'd probably let us with a new Ford motor. Do you know anybody? Richard, are you listening? I'm helping you, buddy.
Until we get the hold of that truck, he isn't helping you anymore.
Anyway, Rob Gertz has got some good comments. Of course, it's kind of old now to back up to it. It says, which is why Gary Uceta never did a 2-day World of Outlaw show 30 years ago. That's where it was $90 package show. One night was $50,000. Wasn't worth the risk. We were talking about your 2-day shows back and forth when you were talking about that, Kyle.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Tabor, good luck tonight. Thank you. Brett Hudson, how you doing, Brett? Brett's got a couple more comments here. Can I get this to?
Do we get to pick his song for karaoke, or does he
I think
pick his own? or
we'll
how's
let
that
him
work?
pick his own.
Really?
song. Yeah. Well, maybe not.
I don't see any whiskey over there.
Yeah.
And I got to drive back to Wichita tonight too, so you got to think about that one. That
I think we'll have enough people. We can get that rig back.
well, something tells me.
Are we gonna go live after the races? Yes. Are we live after the races, or are we just gonna?
That's a good idea. We haven't thought about it.
I think we ought to go live after the races right here again.
Oh, okay. Kevin Tabor, appreciate your hard work in keeping the track at the fairgrounds. Thank you. Daryl agrees. Matt O'Connor, excited for tonight. Matt called you up late last night, and Matt O'Connor's coming from Salina. He's a track announcer there. We were short.
Old Dalton had to
Dalton
work.
has to work.
Yeah,
So
but you know what, Matt? We're excited to have you, buddy. I'm really looking forward to it. And it gives somebody else a different chance to announce the grandstand. You know, that's a great thing.
So he's a dealer in.
Kind of dealer.
Well, no, at the casino.
Yeah, he's
That's
a.
how I found that, or we found that out yesterday.
I think
was
he
like,
works security, and he's transitioning into being a dealer. And
we need to get in and play some
I was
poker.
gonna say,
games.
we need to sit down and
I
talk
tried to
to
get
him.
tips and tricks, and he won't even talk to me about it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like maybe he could tell me which machines are better than the other, but he won't do it. But no, we could have him come out and do some blackjack for us. That'd be kind of fun.
It would,
Yeah,
would
that
it?
would be
Yeah.
fun.
Anyway, Terry Dale,
So
you're
how about
yeah.
how about instead of drawing, how about you play a hand of blackjack or something?
good idea. Kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe Indian poker. We put the card
I
on
don't
the
know.
forehead. Everybody gets in a line.
Anyway, I got one more comment, and then I got something, Kyler, to tell you Nick and I talked about. So your team's done a great job, done an incredible job so far. Nice to have racing in Hutch again. We will do everything to support the track. Appreciate that very much. Ryan
Thank
Green,
you.
hard to believe the race season is over after tonight. You guys did a great job. Looking forward to racing there next year. Thanks, Ryan. Outlaw Motorsports. Not big car related. Fetters making the Kansas Indoor January.
Do what?
Kansas Indoor January. So you going
Yeah.
racing somewhere in it?
Talking about a kart race.
Yeah, well, so we're helping put on the High Desert Hustle out in Reno. With that deal, that's that 10,000 to win deal where Tanner Holmes picked up the win last year. But my boy races indoors all winter long down in Shawnee, and we're gearing up for that. So, our big track race season ends, but I think I have more racing to do in the wintertime.
No, I know. It's crazy.
He's actually headed to Port City tonight to go run down there. So it's kind of hard to not watch it, but I got it on my phone, so I'm going to position myself just right. So I
You
can
need to
try
do that,
watch it.
Kyler. You need to do that 100%. Anyway, it says big money coming to the 500s. Track being bigger this year. Hope to see you all there. Jeremy Buckley. Jim Petty, thanks for all the great fans this year. Let's pack the stands tonight. That's
Yes,
exactly
sir.
right. We got to pack these stands to show this fair board when Nick and I and Kyler and a whole group roll in there on the 15th, that it's just easy, sign the contract and let's go. And
You know-
Jeremy Kane says he's waiting on me to drive a combine. Well, I hate to tell you, Jeremy, I've already drove a combine.
So you sing karaoke and drive combines?
No.
How about International Harvester? He can sing
Oh.
that.
Well, I think I just thought of Josh's song.
Oh, here we go. No, I'm driving the monster truck.
No,
remember?
your song's the Big Green Tractor
Yeah.
song.
Or how about the airplane song? Leaving in an airplane. There we go. See,
I like it.
you know what was kind of sad last night? Yesterday afternoon, I was grading a racetrack, and I've never graded a racetrack when there was fall leaves on the racetrack.
Oh yeah.
Like the leaves that are the trees
Oh,
around
yeah.
there,
That's cool.
they're starting to turn and fall, and there was a whole bunch of leaves on the racetrack. I've never graded leaves before. That's
Really?
kinda neat. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, this time of year, you're it's a crapshoot on.
Yeah, you're looking. I looked at some of the trees back here, and some of these are starting to turn too.
Yep.
You know, and
Yeah. But hey, look on the bright side. At least you won't have to rake them.
that's right.
Yeah, real nice. So, okay. So anyway, chat line, Daryl Nelson, good job. Jeremy Kane, that's what I got. It's the red one. So he must have the international combines. And I hate to tell you, no, it was a Case combines that I
Case
drove.
is
It's
red.
It's still red.
still red.
Yeah.
Well, so is that international? Jeremy?
Case or
Well, it's
what,
karaoke.
Matt
You
Ferguson?
can, you can put any word which you.
Oh,
want
I
in
know
there.
I can, but that ain't happening. I hate to let Dylan down.
Yeah,
but-
he has to sing it exactly
Yeah.
the way it came out. Tone and everything. Okay, so back to the races here and your two different so Hoosier or American Racing, obviously tires, but what are some of the differences that you see, main differences between the two kind of different sanctioning bodies?
Between the tires?
Yeah. Well, no, other things on the car besides just tires that are
Well, the biggest thing, if you want to compare IMCA to USRA or WSOTA or UMP or any of them, is in IMCA, a majority of the modifieds in IMCA, not all, but a majority are running the spec crate engine. So sealed 400 horse crate engine, and it keeps everybody pretty much on a level playing field. So when you get over into like the USRA or WSOTA or UMP world, there's not a spec engine per se, but there's a spec aluminum cylinder head, and they have the ability to, build those engines, make a lot more horsepower. And then they're on a little bit more of a natural rubber tire to help those cars get a little bit more grip, and then they get a spoiler or a bigger spoiler and stuff like that. So, just that equation there, really kind of the engine and the tire is what separates them the most.
I get everybody needs a choice, but gosh, could you imagine if everybody was on the same kind of car and we didn't have to worry about different sanctioning bodies and build the car?
It would be great, and everybody was on a Hoosier.
Yeah, and a Hoosier. Yeah, there we go.
100%. But
Because Hutch is in the same position as Dodge. We're kind of in a geographical nightmare because we're so far south at Dodge, to be on the line. So we're too far north for the USRA cars, really, and we're too far south for some of the IMCA guys. Our car counts are no different than Hayes and all that, but a lot of cars from north won't come past I-70 for to get down there. Colorado guys, they'll come out, but it's just
they'll come across 70, but they
Yeah.
won't go south of
yeah,
70.
yeah. It's just kind of a geographical nightmare sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why these races are so important. To have these open shows.
Yeah.
Gives those guys that opportunity.
So to you, what's on your typical nightly show out there, like who drives the furthest or what's the furthest that somebody comes from?
Team 3J.
Well, I've got guys. I got some sport mod guys that come from Nebraska that are running
you?
points. Yeah. Cody Williams comes down from Minneapolis. I don't know if it's Wichita's farther, Minneapolis farther, but there's guys that come 3.5, 4 hours on a typical basis. Some 4 hours.
Yeah.
But it's surprising that more people don't, because you talk about racetracks in the state of Kansas, like Dodge City is the premier racetrack in the state of Kansas.
Well,
That is no kidding.
But what's
Kinda-
nice, guys, is they can bring their toters, they can plug in right there
Yeah.
and stay right there at the
Well, the
racetrack.
concrete pits
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's what's nice. So
Yes. If you haven't been to Dodge City, it's a great experience there to go. we've had a couple guys that race with us down here that we got them to come up there this year and race up with you. And they said the same thing I said. It's so nice for those pits and everything else. And the facilities you just got are second to none.
Yeah. And, actually, I had a meeting and a walkthrough this week on Monday, and we're upgrading a few things. We're going to make some big changes to the facility. We're going to get all new fixtures in the bathrooms. They're outdated. It was built in, I think, 98 or 99. So
That one is built.
yeah, so we're getting some new toilets, stuff like that around.
Hey, is the asphalt still under that track, or is it gone?
No, the asphalt's not there no more. It was taken out. And actually, 20 years ago, when I was just a grunt working for Mike Mathis, I worked out there full time for a couple of years. And my first job was we took the asphalt off and it was milled, and I got to spread it out in the parking lot where the spectators park. So
Okay.
yeah, back then when Jetmore was going on, we always had a saying: asphalt or dirt's for racing, asphalt's for getting there, and asphalt should have been in the pits, in the parking lot. And that was my first job, was to do that. So that was kind of cool. But that there is an asphalt apron on the bottom of the track. That's still there.
First year we raced there, Jake found it.
Yeah,
I caught it too when he'd catch it too, because that car would shoot off like a bandit.
Yeah, and I know you guys haven't seen my tires, but I did tires like Boone. We buried the Half Moon.
Love
tires.
it.
It worked out really well. I was really excited to be able to race on that on the 21st, but we had a practice here just a couple of weeks ago, and the guys I talked to, they really liked it. So I think it's going to be a good thing.
One more chat line coming up here. What about getting them to run some Saturday or Sunday races at the fair again? Remembering that from our youth. Not much talk about it.
I want to talk about that for a minute, because here's the thing. I had Waukene for 3 years.
Yep.
Waukene was typically, it was a Sunday afternoon track. Before there was so many racetracks in Kansas, who wants to, I hate to say it, but you can race like Cody and them. They race on Thursdays up in Nebraska. Okay. Down here, you can race Fridays. This year, you could do Salina, you could do Colby. Okay. Then Saturday, you could run Dodge, you could run Hayes here, wherever. Friday's also here. And then Sundays. Who wants to be on a tail end of a 3-night weekend and take the opportunity of getting low car counts? Because if you tear your car up, maybe you're not coming to there on Sunday, For me, I would rather go a Thursday night than I would a Sunday. People are tired on Sunday. They're ready to get their cars cleaned up, put back in the garage, get ready for the next Friday and Saturday. So I think why we're too saturated in racetracks, that makes it hard to run on Sundays, in my opinion.
I agree.
I get it. And, Smokey, there has been some talk about it, not a lot coming back during the fair. I think that a lot of that had to be, we had to prove to the fair board what kind of racing we would have here and what it is. And I think they're excited to move forward too. So there's a lot of things over the next few years I think we can adjust and change and do stuff too. But I'm with you on that Thursday night deal.
And I really think an amazing fair show would be 2 classes. Okay. Do a cheaper ticket to get in. Okay. Do something that could be done in an hour and a half, 2 hours tops.
Yeah.
Do something fun with them, qualify them, let them get on the racetrack more. I think it could be an awesome thing. Plus, we obviously can't pit down here where the midway is.
Yeah.
So we'd have to pit on the backside. And I was here at the State Fair several times this year, and there's plenty of room for a couple of classes back there. You know what I mean? So I think it could be done very, very easily.
Oh, just dawned on me. You just said it there, Kyler. Nick, you left it out, what we're doing for the A-Mods tonight.
Qualifying.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Qualifying the A-Mods.
If Nick
Can't believe it took me all year to get that done, Nick.
Nikki's got a little PTSD with it. I'll tell you what, it is kind of stressful as far as the officials go, because for one, all the transponders have to be working. We got to make sure that all works. If that's not, then it's kind of a cluster. But we haven't had any issues all year long. I got to find some.
I was going to
hold on a second here. Knock on wood, because it is fun to do. We did qualify the late models here. We didn't have any issues. So no, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we have a bunch.
Yeah. Daryl wants motorcycles. Now he wants figure 8 racing. That'd be a little tough. Set that up in the middle of the fairgrounds.
That is going to be a fast figure 8 crash.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have 2 school buses. We can get the school buses here. We need a couple more.
We should have brought the school buses this weekend, because I really think Phil versus Kyler school bus race at
But I-
intermission.
But I
would've
have a
been
long bus
awesome.
and a short bus. Who would be in the short bus?
You.
Probably me. So we had a kid name it this week, and Brody, I'll give you the shout out to this. He named my short bus Short Temper. I love it.
Yes.
We got Black Betty now and Short Temper.
Okay, so now the next thing we got to do is you got the exhaust off them so they make some noise and stuff
Oh,
too.
on the big one.
How's that go again?
Yeah, the reason you got to take the short bus, you can't reach the ignition switch in the big bus. so-
Yeah, we got to relocate that. That was an hindsight. I'm strapped into this thing, and I'm like, oh shoot, I can't reach. It's like all the way up there, and I'm like, Phil, come over here and start it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Good times.
Good
Good
time. So,
times.
Plus, I ran it with a helmet, shorts. I had dude shoes on, but I did have seatbelts on. Hindsight, I probably.
Safety's first.
Oh
right?
yeah. The gas tank was in the way back. Short bus, the different short.
What was closer, the ignition switch or the gas tank?
Well, it was a crapshoot.
all right. Well, we're not getting any callers, Josh. We got ripped off today, but that's okay.
That's all right.
When it's anybody besides you two, they just get scared.
Well,
It is what it is.
did you?
So I
put
don't know.
gas
I don't
in
know
it?
if that's good or bad.
Are you sure you put gas in it?
Are you
Put
sure you
gas.
put gas in it?
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, big races tonight. Pits open at 3:00. Stands open at 5, right? Or 6, 5, yes.
5.
Yep. And there's a lot going on in Hutch today. Yesterday and today, they've got car shows and stuff in the afternoon. So come over to Hutch early and go check out the downtown. They got car shows and stuff going on.
Is this the Hutch Run today?
I've been hearing it on the radio. Something's going on.
Huh.
But come in the afternoon and
Okay.
then come out to the races.
Coming the races tonight, exactly. So, Kansas State Fair Classic is what Dustin Gordon thinks it should be called. That might be too bad.
That's actually kind of catchy.
What about the final races for
For points,
points? Terry, the points racing is over. That ended, of course, the 20th. We didn't get a race, so the points are over. We've got our champions, and we'll be crowning our champions November 16th right here at the 1861 Club, right here on the fairgrounds. We'll have an event created starting next week for people to register to get ready. We didn't know how many people are coming. Charlie and Carrie and the gang are going to cater and take care of us for that deal too. So fun, exciting stuff. Everybody's got to get out here and come out to the beer garden after the races tonight and have a little fun and celebration for an awesome racing season here at Kansas State Fairgrounds. And gentlemen, what else do we got to talk about?
well, don't forget gates open at 5. Races, hot labs at 6:30. Races at 7, and then after the races, right here in the beer garden.
Yeah.
So you're done at Dodge now?
Yeah, we're done at Dodge and gearing up for our banquet. And I think we're looking at our banquet January 18th ish. So
Do you know when you start back up next year?
April 4th.
April 4th.
Yep.
It'll be here before you know it.
Oh, I
right?
know it. I know it. Like I'm already starting to get marketing materials going for next year and just to kind of speed up things.
Okay. Gentlemen, I think we need to cut her short because we got some stuff to do. Have some fun. I think we've covered everything very well. No callers today, Josh. Kyler and Nick ran them off. That's what that is. So we'll just blame it on them, right?
Whoops.
There you go.
So Terry Casey was hoping to see the sprints again. Well, the USACR Silver Crown cars will be back. That's for sure, 100%. We are talking to some other sanctioning bodies for next year. We've got to get this contract signed on the 15th. And then we can move forward with all the other exciting stuff we had planned for the Kansas State Fairgrounds for 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
Yeah.
So
Let's go.
And also, guys, come out to the beer garden
Yeah.
tonight to help us send off this year. You know that we're kind of making this a big deal. We're gonna have a toast. Not that we're promoting drinking and driving, so bring a designated driver with you to come out. If you haven't been to this beer garden after the races, it's special. It's
It
one
is.
of the coolest places to be after the races because of the atmosphere.
It's
Everybody's
pretty neat
on a
environment.
high. Yeah, and we
Yep.
had a sprint car sitting over here. We need to find a modified to come over here and
might have one.
there you
Yep.
go. There you go.
Hey, anyway, something else we forgot about to talk about too is question to come about too. If you have more than 24 cars, be features.
I'd kind of like to start them. That's my opinion.
Well, we're going to start them.
We'll start.
But if we have,
when
say we
more
have
than
30
24.
cars, what are we going to do?
It's a big track.
Got to start 24, Kyler. It's a big purse.
There we go.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to go find some more money somewhere.
But let's say we get the other thing I want to, real quick is modifiers are qualifying.
Mhm.
So then how are we lining them up after heats?
Heads up
Heads
all
up.
night long on the modifies.
Okay.
But I'll be honest with you. I think it ought to be heads up in every class the whole night long. That's something we're going to talk about.
We still can do it. We never made no rule on that yet.
You know, I don't know that it's an open deal.
Yeah, I think we need to be heads up in every class.
Not really a big fan of the redraw,
That I'm not either.
especially
The only
after
way I
last
could
week.
say you do a redraw, here's what Nick and I talked about. Just to think this through for a minute. Okay, say you've got 3 heat races. Well, number 1 of each heat race, they can redraw for first, second, and third. The second place guys get a redraw for second, third, for 4th, 5th, and 6th. But I don't know. We'll see how many.
Okay, go to the chat line. That should have drawn somebody to talk about.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Kyle Wings, car's loaded, ready to go. All right, buddy. Glad you're here again. Another one of our brothers that race every race, been here every night. So appreciate the Wings brothers. Appreciate all the racers that have tuned in every race. We've got a lot of them that done that with us all year long and stuff too. So
And they're
Kyle,
going to get free tickets to the banquet.
that's right. Everybody that's raced every race, not tonight's race doesn't count.
Tonight
But raced
doesn't
all the previous races. If you were here, you're going to get 2 free tickets into the banquet on November the 16th. Any comments coming up on the draw situation? Heads up running or what? I don't know if I got enough time to let that go.
I really think the heads up thing's the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Tonight we need to go heads up. But for the future,
Yeah.
instead of doing just a 10-car redraw at intermission,
God, I hate that.
you know,
Yeah.
give the heat race winners the opportunity to start first, second, third, fourth, and
Now, the problem is when we follow IMCA, of course, we have to follow their rules.
Okay. We only have to do that, Kyler. What I've been told is if we race every week, if you're a once a month or twice a month deal, you can do it.
Okay. So Dodge City, we have to follow the IMCA over here.
Yeah.
Where it's special, we could look at doing something different. That, hey,
Mhm.
You just call us special.
yeah, it's special. Maybe y'all be driving the short bus.
So anyway, everybody, let's time this thing out. Let's go get some racing ready to go. Let's get some fun happening and everything else too. So let's go. Everybody get out here. Phillies fans, stands up big. Racers, I know you're coming. It's going to be a big night, big payout, big fun. All these little bitty rules we got to follow tonight to be easy on the tech guys. That's
Yep.
number one, sure.
Yeah. Do we have to pay him tonight?
Yeah, we might as well not even. I think Alan's watching, so let's not say that.
They may not show up, but I
He
need.
may not show up. Well, it looks like a modified.
Yeah. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. And we'll probably have another live show Wednesday at 6:00 to recap what happened tonight. But everybody get out here to fill these stands up so this fair board can prove we need to sign this contract and keep racing it for many, many more years. And then head out to the beer garden after that for a celebration of the great, fantastic year racing here at Salt City Racing at the fairgrounds. Everybody, any comments, anything left, guys?
I'm telling
Big
you, and
green tractor
I
coming
think,
up. Josh,
I think
you
an IMCA car is going to do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think so too.
Josh, get singing get practice up on your big green tractor
Josh,
song.
He's eager to get on that tractor, man. He was foaming at the mouth
Ready to go.
when we got here.
All right, everybody. Let's see you out here at the fairgrounds shortly. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you everybody here very soon.